أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, we continue in this episode with our explanation on تصريف العزي in the science of morphology. Inshallah, our next topic is اجتماع التاءين في أول المضارع. اجتماع تاءين, two ta meeting in front of the فعل مضارع. Basically, what do we mean by this heading? You have some awzan, some meters that already have ta in front of them. So you have a meter like tafa'ala, you have a meter like tafa'ala, you have a meter, you have those kind of meters basically. So when you have a meter that begins with a ta already, in the conjugation, there comes a time when you need to bring ta. So if it is for zahaba, you say anta tazhabu. So what about tafa'ala? Okay, when you are going to say the mudari of tafa'ala for anta, you would have to say anta tatafa'alu. Okay, so something like takharraja, anta tatakharraju, anta tataqatalu, anta, like that. So in the tasrif, get a point where you need the ta of mudara, you need the ta ul mudara, and the wazn itself has a ta mazid in front of it. So in that case, you have two tas meeting in front of the fi'l mudari. What happens to this ta? What is about them that Ustaz wants to tell us? It says wa'alam, know annahu iza ijtama'a ta'ani, if two tas meet in front of the fi'l mudari based on the wazn and the harf al mudara. ijtama'a ta'ani fi awwal mudari'in nahu tafa'ala. So when you have a fi'l mudari like in the meter tafa'ala or tafa'ala or tafa'lala, in that case when you're going to do the mudari, he says fayajuzu ithbatuhuma. The two tasks, you can keep the two. Yajuzu bimana is not compulsory. You are permitted to keep the two tasks. So nahu tatajannabu. So from tajannaba, to stay away from, you get tatajannabu. You are staying away from the mudara. So you can keep the two tasks. You can say taqatala, you can say tataqatalu. You are fighting, tataqatalu. Tadahraja, when you want to make it mudari for anta, you say tatadahraju. Anta tatadahraju, you are rolling. It says wayajuzu hazfu ihdahuma. This is a very important point. So إذا اجتمع التاءان في أول المضارع يجوز إثباتهما ويجوز حذفهما. You are permitted. ويجوز حذف إحداهما. يجوز حذف إحداهما. You can take out one of them. So what happens? He says كما في التنزيل, as it is in the Quran. Interestingly, there are examples in the Quran, but normally if you've not studied sarf, you are not able to indicate that this is what is happening here in this scenario. So we read every day فأنت له تصدى, فأنت له تصدى. تصدى is فعل مضارع, and when you look at it, the verb is itself تصدى. It ends with alif, and so making the mudari is أنت له تتصدى, أنت له تتصدى. But because اجتمع التاءان هنا, in the Quran at some portions the ta has been taken off. So here the wazn, the actual wazn is tatafa'alu. Of course the verb ends with alif, so the harf is muqaddar. So the actual wazn for this is tatasadda. And then we read again فَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا تَلَظَّى. فَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا تَلَظَّى. A fire that is blazing is a mudara. So what happens here? The meter is tatalazza. Tatalazza. That is how the actual meter is. And then again, وَتَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا. وَتَنَزَّلُ is actually وَتَتَنَزَّلُ. Because if you look at tanazzalu, if it was to be the mudari of nazzala, you know what would have happened. Of course, you don't harf al-mudara. If it was nazzala, it would have been four-lettered verb, and the mudari will be what? Yunazzilu, tunazzilu. So if you see something and it says tanazzalu, if it doesn't come tanazzala, then you could say, oh, if it comes tanazzala, you could say this is fi'al madi, tanazzala. Then you create your mudari, yatanazzalu. But when it comes tanazzalu, you know that it is fi'al mudari, marfu. And it can't just be tanazzalu like that. It has to be tatanazzalu. The actual meter is tanazzala. The verb is 5-lettered verb. Okay. So that is that. When you have two tas meeting in front of a fi'al mudari, yani the harf al-mudara and the ta'ul wazn, you can take away one of them, or you can leave the two. You meet it in a lot of other books. I think if possible, I might attach some screenshots or something. I'll take some shots from some books and I'll attach it here. If possible, I will do that. Then it says, Mata tuqlabu ta'u ifta'ala ta'an. There are some awzan as well. Ifta'ala. What is the mazid here? Alif in front of the verb and the ta after the fa'ul fi'l. So we have ifta'ala. Okay. Now this ta here, there are times that the ta cannot come. It can't represent because the huruf, if ta represents, there will be either tanafur al-huruf or there will be su'ubat al-nutq in any case. The huruf might mix up because of the similarity in the makharij al-huruf. There will be a problem in pronouncing it. So the ta of that meter would be changed. So it says, Mata tuqlabu ta'u ifta'ala ta'an. In some meters, the ta of ifta'ala is changed to ta. Let's look at what scenario does that happen. It says, وَأَلَمْ أَنَّهُ مَتَى كَانَ فَاءُ ifta'ala صَادًا. This is supposed to be memorized. When the fa of the word that is supposed to be put on the meter ifta'ala is sad, is dad or ta or za. These four letters, sad, dad, ta, za. So you have a verb that is fa'ul fi'l, is ta, za, sad, dad. These four letters. And you want to put it on the meter ifta'ala. You can't bring the ta. You have to make it ifta'ala. You have to change the ta to ta to make pronunciation easily. It says kulibat ta'uhu ta'an. يعني أعلم وأعلم أنه متى كان فاء افتعل صادا أو ضادا أو طاء أو ظاء قلبت تاؤه طاء فتقول في افتعل من. So when you have افتعل from the word الصلح, الصلح, you have صاد لام ح صلح صلح صاد لام ح, and you want to put it on the meter افتعل. What it would have been at fil asl. So as I said, if you have a copy like I've done with my own, or you write on your PDF, you see after it is laha. The asl of the ta here is actually ta. So it is ta laha. Now this ta in this position, the pronunciation wouldn't be comfortable. So it's converted to ta. So you say istalaha, istalaha. وَمِنَ الضَّرْبِ ضَرَبَ. If you want to put ضَرَبَ on افتعل, of course the fa'ul fi'l is dad here, so it catches, our law catches with it. So instead of idtaraba, the ta would be changed to ta. You say idtaraba, idtaraba. Bimana idtaraba to clash. And idtaraba to clash, or to you find something vibrating and moving like that. Bimana idtaraba, yattarib. There is no calm. So when somebody says هناك اضطراب في البلاد, هناك اضطراب في البلاد يدل على عدم الاستقرار في البلاد. And there is no stability in the country. There is اضطراب. Things are clashing and there is vibration. Everything is shaking. And then ومن الطرد طرد طرد. You want to put it on افتعل, it becomes اضطرد. When you look at it, اضطرد, open it up. write alif, ta sukun, ta fatha, ra fatha, dal fatha. Write this there. Tarada, tarada. Jamil. And so it was actually tarada, tarada. The ta there wouldn't fit, and so we change the ta and make it a ta. And since the fa'ul fi'l is ta, we do idgham and then we get ittarada. Ittarada bimana to follow in order. So you see that هذه القاعدة غير مضطردة، هذه القاعدة غير مضطردة، غير مضطردة. يعني this قاعدة is not matching. هذه القاعدة غير مضطردة. It's not following the order. يعني it doesn't match on all fields. There are some qawaid, people just form them from their own heads, and so you find that the qaida doesn't really apply across board. Qawaid, as we know, توضع على أغلبية. Qawaid are formed on أغلبية, not like totality. Definitely for every qaida there is istisna. لكل قاعدة استثناء. There is istisna for every qaida. There is exception for every rule. But some qawaid, they are just so light, you apply it everywhere, it doesn't apply. Some qawaid are just غير مضطردة، غير مضطردة عفوا. Says ومن الظلم ظلم, you get is طالما. Is طالما means to bear injustice. Says وكذلك سائر تصرفاته. And so when you put it like this, all the conjugation of the verb will come with the ta, not the ta. The ta wouldn't show at all. So you have اصطلح يصطلح اصطلاحا فهو مصطلح وذاك مصطلح عليه. So there is a mustalah, we say this is a terminology, and the thing that you've set the terminology for is mustalahun alayhi. You set a term for some particular action, the action is mustalahun alayhi, and the term you've put for that action is the mustalah. Wal amru, the fi'l amr from that is istalih. Wal nahyu, and prohibition, la tastalih. So in all cases, it will come with the ta. The ta has been changed forever. Then it says, mata tuqlabu ta ufta'ala dalan. There are times that the ifta'ala, the ta would be changed to dal. When is that? It says, وَمَتَى كَانَ فَا افتعل دَالًا. When you have the fa, in this case, not sad, bad, fa, za. Not that. In this case, when the fa'ul fi'l is dal, it is dal or zai. You have these three as the fa'ul fi'l. What happens? كُلِبَتْ تَاؤُهُ دَالًا. The ta in this case will be changed for dal. فتقول في افتعل من الدرء درأ يدرأ, to defend, to push away from yourself. What would والذكر, and also ذكر ذكر يذكر, والزجر زجر as well, to push prevent somebody from something. زجره عن كذا أو زجره من كذا, to scare somebody away from something, to prevent somebody from something. Okay, so these words dara'a, zakara, zajara, they all begin with dal, zal, zai simultaneously. What happens in the ifta'ala of dara'a? You will say id tara'a, you will say id tara'a. You change the ta to dal, and so for id tara'a, it will become id dara'a. You do idgham of the dal that you've brought it. So from dara'a, write id tara'a, and then change the ta to dal and write id dara'a, and do idgham of the two dal, and you get id dara'a. And then we have id zakara. Id zakara, why is it also like that? Because the makharij al-huruf, as we've said, when the makharij al-huruf are similar, not the same word, not the same letter, when the makharij al-huruf are similar, like dal and dal, you still do idgham. They still accept idgham. So zakara is dakara, is also it becomes id zakara. And then we have is dajara, Jamil. Okay, so you know these two cases where the taw of ifta'ala is changed to these letters. And then the last one we will take for this session says mata tuqlabu wa ifta'ala wa ya'uhu wa tha'uhu ta'an. There are cases where the ifta'ala is the waw in there is some waw yai sa in there that is changed to ta. says وَمَتَى كَانَ فَاءُ افتعل واوا. When you have the foul of the افتعل, yani the asl fa'ala, if the foul is waw or yai or tha, do we keep it like that? He says قُلِبَتِ الْواو وَالْيَاءُ وَالثَّاءُ تَاءً ثُمَّ أُدْغِمَتْ فِي تَاء افتعل. You have a verb, it already starts with waw, it starts with yai, it starts with tha, and you are supposed to put it on ifta'ala. This time you are not changing the ta, you are changing the actual letter beginning the verb, which is the waw, which is the yai or the tha. You change it to ta. When you change it to ta, you now have that ta and the ta of the ifta'ala. So you do idgham of the two ta. Example of such, he says ittaqa. Ittaqa. Ittaqa is from what asl? Waqa. You have waqa, and then you want to change it to ifta'ala. So you have waqa, iwtaqa, iwtaqa. What happens? The waw, you change it to ta, then you get ittaqa, then you do idgham of the two ta, then you have ittaqa. Likewise, ittasara. Ittasara is from yasara. Yasara, then you change the yai to ta. Instead of itasara, then you now get ittasara, then you do it gum of the two ta, get ittasara. And then ittagara, wagara, yaghiru sadruhu, then you get ittagara. So these are the cases where the taw of the ifta'ala is changed or the faw of the ifta'ala is changed. Inshallah, in our next episode, we look at Nun al-Ta'qid al-Khafifa wa al-Thaqila. May Allah grant us good understanding. If there is any question at all, do not hesitate. And inshallah, we'll try our best to be bringing the lessons. That our schedule is quite tight, but then this is something we've taken upon ourselves to do. And so inshallah, we'll try our best to be putting the lessons out as and when we get the small time, inshallah. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.